Hey, this is JR Stormont. We are back in October after hiatus in September with the next Cloud FinOps Summit, October 21st at 8 a.m. Pacific. The reason we weren't around in September is that we, as an organization, had been working with our governing board, which is made up with a whole bunch of different mix of cloud practitioners, clouds themselves, technology vendors on our 2022 planning and strategy to support our vibrant community of practitioner members. We're partnering with our Technical Advisory Council, who's driving a whole bunch of new work around best practices through the FinOps framework and other areas. And this October summit is going to have three big parts that feed into that framework and tee up the state of FinOps work next month. First, we're going to hear a fascinating story, in my mind, from a guy named Jason Fuller. We're riffing a little bit on 7 years in Tibet here. Jason has been setting up FinOps, Cloud Financial Management, cost optimization practices for 9 years. He's done it at 3 different large-scale companies, massive spend, public-sized companies. He's going to share what's stayed the same and what's changed over the years of doing this for such a long time. We're then going to bring in the waste reduction group to unveil their resource utilization framework. My term, not theirs, but this is a list of ways that you can optimize specific services on specific clouds, AWS, Azure, GCP, etc., as well as stories about how to do that, all pulled together in a spreadsheet of opportunities that GOG, TELUS, Dell collaborated with AWS, Google, SADA, and Verticent to put together this list of how to do this well across the board. The next group, the Adopting FinOps group, who you heard a bit from last month, is coming back to actually show their executive pitch deck, which is a fantastic choose-your-own-adventure style of, okay, I'm going to talk to the CIO about FinOps. What do I need to say? Okay, I'm going to talk to the CFO about FinOps. What do I need to say? This was a working group led by Pearson and Cigna and Citi and Target, and most of the consulting partners who are part of the foundation, everybody from Accenture, Deloitte, McKinsey, Flexera, CloudZero, Contino, all contributed to this massive effort to build out this deck, which has RACI, which has drivers, which has a lot of resources. Again, going to feed into the FinOps framework as a resource that you can use over time and grow. Finally, the multi-cloud working group is going to show us and unveil the latest updates to GCP's cost pillar within their framework, as well as essentially how that is built to align with FinOps principles and get deep into that and show real-world resources of how to execute that within the framework. Speaking of the framework, this is all coming together in a set of new capabilities that have been aligned with the large community of practitioners. They also add stories that are coming out of these working groups we talked about. These stories link to real-world resources and ultimately giving you things like the FinOps poster that you can bring together to share in your organization and actually learn about how to do this or teach others how to do it as you go. All backed, of course, by this fantastic community. There's about 4,500 now practitioners, those who are doing this work at end-user consumers of cloud, collaborating with about 50 technology vendors and consultants. We've got 9 or 10 now premier members on the technology side who've committed to invest and work with the foundation. We're actually going to unveil 3 new ones of those at this summit, so you can meet them and hear what they're going to be doing. And of course, if you haven't gotten FinOps certified, we're about to cross the 1,000th certification this year. So if you want to be the 1,000th certified member and get fortune and form and fame and fortune, glory, all the things, whatever the words are, realistically some free swag and some free extra training, please try and get certified in the next 2 weeks. We also just crossed the 2,000 person mark in the FinOps Slack, where we've got a few dozen rooms talking about all the areas that make up FinOps, the practice, the challenges, introductions, conversations, war stories. So hope you get in there as well. If you're not part of the community, join us at finops.org. Please keep breaking down those silos and hope to see you on the 21st. Ciao.